18 starts so far this season. Your 3 stars for Arkansas State. Forward Lauren Mitchell, a sophomore, had the game winner against the Raging Cajuns on Wednesday. First team All Sun Belt Conference. Needs 1 goal to set the A-State single-season record. Currently has 12 on the year. Defender Lindsay Johansson, a sophomore, first team All Sun Belt Conference, has started every game in her 2 seasons at A-State. And in net today, Amanda Lee making her first start of the tournament, her 17th start of the season, 21 goals given up. 81% save percentage, 8-6-1 this year. Bethany Kramer did a fantastic job at her first start of the season in net for the Red Wolves on Wednesday. 6 saves, 1 goal given up, and got the win in just her 4th appearance of the year. Arkansas State as the lower seed, the 6th seed, wearing the black colored jerseys today. Black tops, black shorts, black socks. The Arkansas State goalie, Amanda Lee, wearing orange, the orange jersey with gray shorts, orange socks. South Alabama, the higher seed, wearing the home whites, the white jerseys with navy blue pants with the white socks. And their goalie today, Melissa Dresch, in the light blue jersey top, black shorts, and light blue socks. The head coach of the Jaguars is Graham Winkworth in his first season here for South Alabama after 10 seasons at North Alabama. And it is Stefanzwa Zayinge, the head coach of Arkansas State, in his 4th season for the Red Wolves. We're underway on the pitch here in Texas State. Kind of a chilly day, not all that breezy, really rough conditions for the Jaguars in their opening win on Wednesday against Georgia State. That was a 10 a.m. start, got very cold and windy very quickly as the Jaguars attacked from left to right, and we'll have a chance here in the attacking third. South Alabama won this matchup of the regular season 2-0 back on October 6th. Goals from Nene Rasbat-Smith and Clarissa Hernandez, with Lauren Allison assisting on both. For the Jaguars, Melissa Dresch, 7 saves in goal in that match. Right now the Jaguars on their 4th 3-match winning streak of the season. And during this current 3-match streak, they've scored 9 goals in the 3 wins. Rasbat-Smith trying to throw it in to the far side of the pitch. And that's awarded back to Arkansas State. We mentioned earlier that A-State with a win over the Raging Cajuns on Wednesday, the first ever Sun Belt Conference tournament win, 1-8-1 all-time in the tournament on the Red Wolves. Only previous time they advanced was on penalty kicks in 2009 against Western Kentucky. Neither one of these teams has ever won the Sun Belt Tournament. In fact, none of the 4 survivors, none of the teams that made the field of 8 have ever won the Sun Belt Conference Tournament. A first-time champion will be crowned on Sunday. Here come the Jaguars. Allison a chance. Right flank inside the 18-yard box. Allison is denied inside the 6-yard box. And a nice play made by the defender, Michael Ward of Arkansas State. Looks like we got a corner kick coming up for USA. The Jaguars had just 3 in the win over Georgia State on Wednesday. The corner coming from the back right corner of the pitch. Towards the net, off the head of Allison. Deflected back towards midfield. Nicely defended there by Arkansas State. Only 1 defender is back for South Alabama, but the Jaguars do a good job of getting back, and that's deflected and out at the far side of the pitch by Monique Gottman, a freshman from Ocean Springs, Mississippi. A very experienced Jaguar team, by the way. 10 seniors, most amongst the Sun Belt. Sebo near the Sun Belt logo as the Red Wolves looking for their first shot of the match. Approaching the attacking third. Pass to the middle. Here's Madison Joyce on one of the goals for the Red Wolves in the win over the Raging Cajuns. Can't get a clean look. Allison has it back for USA. We are in the 3rd minute of the first half. 0-0 the score. Even numbers around mid-pitch right now. Joyce unable to track it down for Arkansas State. They'll work from right to left. And sending it back to Lee in goal. As now the Red Wolves start a bit deeper and trying to get back into the attacking third. Good line of defense right now for the Jaguars. Here's Joyce. That pass up ahead to Ashley Jackson. Back to Michael Ward. Boy, again, the USA defense right now, defense is just not giving Arkansas State much breathing room. Now trying to work her to the near side of the pitch. Here's Joyce, finally cross midfield. Pass up ahead to Semo, gets beyond her reach. Now out in front, Lauren Mitchell near the 18-yard box. Now back into the corner. Mitchell with the game winner on Wednesday. That's punched out. And this will be a throw-in for the Red Wolves. Joyce will do the honors. Into Semo, but there are 3 Jaguars right there. And back comes USA. There's Allison. Allison's got a beat on this. The freshman of the year. Inside the 18-yard box. But well played by the defender, Jordan Adams, to get back. Here's a pass to the middle. Here's an opportunity. Shot. Deflected by Mandalee. Big save for Lee in net, making her first appearance in the Sun Belt Tournament. The Jaguars unable to score there. A shot from Jordan Duncan, the sophomore from Bay St. Louis, Mississippi. And now a corner. Coming up for South Alabama, their second of the first half of the 10th minute of the first half. Here's the pass. Headed off by Arkansas State. And that goes out. The 2013 Sun Belt Conference Soccer Championship is brought to you in part by Screen Tech, your professional source for custom screen printing and embroidered apparel. Brant Freeman again here with you at the Texas State Soccer Complex in San Marcos, Texas. The first of 2 semifinal matches here today. The other coming up at 7 o'clock, the nightcap, the host 4-seed Texas State Bobcats battling the number 1 seed at Western Kentucky. Both teams 2-1 winners in their quarterfinal matches on Wednesday. So far, 2-0, the advantage in shots for South Alabama in a 0-0 game. They also have 2 corners, already 1 shy of matching their total from Wednesday's win over Georgia State. First half has been dominant this season for South Alabama, outscoring their opponents 21-7. They led 1-0 at the break against Georgia State on Wednesday. Here's a chance for Arkansas State. Lauren Mitchell out in front, working left flank outside the 18-yard box. Nice move. Here's Mitchell with a shot. And right there for the Jaguars in net is Melissa Drish, a senior from Conyers, Georgia, on the first shot of the afternoon from Arkansas State. In the 7th minute, 0-0 the score. Boy, and the Jaguars had to get back there to hurry because Christina Fink was charging in on the goalie Drish, but able to knock it back out towards mid-pitch. Arkansas State staying aggressive. Here's Joyce up ahead to Semo on the right flank towards the corner. That'll be a throw-in coming up for Arkansas State. 13 wins this season for South Alabama, the most in the Sun Belt Conference. Semo with a pass. Here's a chance for Fink, but diving on it in the 6-yard box is Drish. It looks like we got a free kick coming up now for Arkansas State. What a monumental scoring opportunity here. Right in front of the 6-yard box. And the Jaguars are lining players from either side of the pipe. Free kick right in front of the 6-yard box. Semo again will do the honors. Samia Semo, junior from Brazil. Nearly every Jaguars back. Here it is. Shot, score! Arkansas State leads 1-0. In the 9th minute of the first half, Samia Semo puts the Red Wolves in front. And the Jaguars trail for the first time here in the Sun Belt Conference Tournament. The number 6 seed, Arkansas State, looking up in a higher seed again. And again on the attack. Sema with a pass out front. Fink is chasing. And this whistle's against South Alabama. So just a second shot of the first half for the Red Wolves goes in, and again from Samia Semo. And now a free kick coming up for Arkansas State. Perhaps another opportunity here. Here's Jordan Adams, a sophomore playing at her home state out of Longview, Texas. Boy, reached up and snared. Nice play made by Drish to keep it a 1-0 USA deficit. It was very breezy in the opening day of the tournament on Wednesday. Looking at the flags in the back left corner of the pitch. Kind of at a standstill, a very slight breeze, but not really going to affect the matches much at all here today. Nikki Shercliffe to throw in as the Jaguars look to get into the attacking third. Pass back to the middle, deflected by Joyce of Arkansas State. The Red Wolves, again, the lower seed, wearing the black today, the jerseys and shorts. South Alabama, the higher seed, the white jerseys and navy blue shorts. Red Wolves looking for their first ever appearance in the Sun Belt Conference Championship finale. Mitchell gets tripped up by Drish. Boy, the Red Wolves very aggressive here in this first half. We are in the 11th minute, 1-0. Arkansas State in front. It has been a program at Arkansas State that has not had too much success in years past. Back to mid-pitch. Semo goes down at midfield. And that'll go back to Arkansas State. Never had a winning season until last year. Back-to-back winning seasons for head coach Ziyenge. And now 21 wins dating back to a season ago, the most in a 2-year window in program history. A program, by the way, that began back in the year 2000. 1-0 to score. Red Wolves in front in the 12th minute of the first half. That goal, give it up, just the 8th in the first half of the season for USA. Semo off the deflection. But there is Drish on a two-hopper. And she'll bring it back in. And mid-pitch goes off the head of Ashley Jackson. Been a while since the Jaguars have had a clean shot. Michael Ward in the defensive third for Arkansas State knocks it out. And back to USA. Big day today. Sunbelt men's basketball. Notable openers tonight. ULM is at Kansas. Texas State's basketball team under first-year head coach Eddie Casper at Houston. Troy playing at the SEC tonight at Ole Miss. UTA playing Boise State. As hoops action gets underway, and the tournament this year back at the Sunbelt headquarters in New Orleans in March, both for men and women. Volleyball tournament coming up later this month, November 21st to the 23rd at Troy University. Throw in for the Jaguars in their attacking third. A lot of Red Wolves are back defensively. Back to the middle of the pitch. Allison is bracketed by 3 Arkansas State defenders. And back into the USA defensive third. Nicely defended there by A-State. The Red Wolves lead 1-0. Entering the 14th minute, or the 13th minute, rather, of this first half. Here's Allison, but again, there are a couple of A-State defenders. Jordan Adams was back. I mentioned the 10 seniors on this USA team. There are 4 for Arkansas State. Here's a throw-in from Shercliffe. 4 Red Wolves are there. Back to the middle of the pitch, and Christina Fink but has no teammates out in front. There are 3 Jaguars, but Fink out racing them all. Fink looking for a teammate. Passes back to Joyce. Looking for Semo in the right flank. But Nini Rasbat-Smith there defensively for USA. That goes out and back to Arkansas State. The 4 seniors for A-State: Alex Furr, Christine Giles, Ashley Jackson to Madison Joyce. So 3 of the 4 are big-time players for Coach Zinyenge. And one of them right there, Giles, the pass out to Mitchell. Ladrish is right there. 15th minute of the first half, 1-0, A-State. Off the head of a Red Wolf and backed up nicely by Jordan Adams. But a throw in for South Alabama, right to Allison. Freshman Offensive Player of the Year. Pass back to the middle. A lot of congestion, well in front of the 18-yard box. Nini Rasbat-Smith backing it up for South Alabama. Will give way to a teammate behind midfield and send it back to the goalie Drish. And Mitchell denies that pass from Shirtcliffe, a freshman from Lancashire, United Kingdom. 3 players from the UK on South Alabama, including Allison, the aforementioned freshman phenom. Right to Allison, but that goes off the head of Giles. Joyce with the pass back to Semo, but too far out in front with Rasbat-Smith backing it up. Oh, and Semo just takes it away. Hurdles Rasbat-Smith with a pass back to Michael Ward. Our nightcap again today, coming up 7 o'clock here from San Marcos, Texas. The number 1 seed at Western Kentucky surviving an upset on Wednesday, playing the host Texas State Bobcats, the 4th seed. They won in overtime on Wednesday, 2-1 over Troy. The only overtime match that we saw in a very tightly contested quarterfinal round. Only one match decided by more than 1 goal, and that was South Alabama's 2-0 win over Georgia State. 3 A-State Wolves up ahead, but defended well there by South Alabama. Giles' pass to Mitchell was broken up. Allison out in front for USA. But there's Lee, the goalie, the sophomore goalie for Arkansas State. The only goal of the match in the 9th minute of this first half from Samia Semo of Arkansas State. Fink looking for Semo. She's got it. Right flank. Tripped up. And Rasbat-Smith takes it away. Keeping on the attacking third. Here's a pass. Joyce. Left flank inside the box. Pass back to the middle. But broken up there by Monique Ottman. No attackers out front for South Alabama. In the 17th minute, 1-0 Arkansas State. Back at mid-pitch. Now there's a better scoring opportunity. But Red Wolves bracketing Allison again. So far, the advantage in shots, 4-2 South Alabama, but the Red Wolves lead it again by a 1-0 score. Shirtcliffe looking for Allison on a beat, but stepping out in front is Lee. Keeping a shot opportunity from coming for the Jaguars. All time in this tournament, Arkansas State won 8-1. Again, the first win ever coming on Wednesday against the Ragin' Cajuns. Glancing at some of the numbers from those 2 matches for these 2 teams in their first round wins. South Alabama, 12 shots, 7 on goal against the Panthers. 2 assists, just 3 corners in the match. 2 so far in the first half of this one. For Arkansas State, they had 14 shots, 9 on goal, and 6 corner kicks. In a wild finish between the Ragin' Cajuns and Red Wolves in the second match of the day on Wednesday. 3 Jaguars around Semo. Here's a pass from Fink. Semo back with it middle of the field. Defended well by Rasbat Smith. And this awarded back to South Alabama. And by the way, the Red Wolves, again, scoring the first goal of the match here today. They are 6-1 when scoring first this season. 6-0-1 when leading at the half. But there's still a lot of time to play. About 20 minutes or so. Here the Jaguars. Allison sees it go over her head inside the box. Takes it back out to the right flank. Back towards the corner. Defending her out there. Here at the near side is Katie Jose. And let's go back to Arkansas State. Now to give us a chance to remind you that Geico is the official sponsor of the 2013 Sun Belt Conference Soccer Championship. With 15 minutes, that could save you 50% or more. Visit geico.com today. Deflected it back to Arkansas State. Not many shots so far in this match. Jaguars looking to get on the attack. Here's Monique Ottman. That goes out and back to South Alabama. And by the way, if you're looking for all information on the Sun Belt, check out the Twitter account at @the_sun_belt. A lot of updates throughout the day here at the 2013 Sun Belt Conference Soccer Tournament. Updates as well throughout all the other sports, including football. Big game last night. The Ragin' Cajuns, 41-36 winners over Troy. The Cajuns' 7th win in a row. After an 0-2 start, they are 7-2, 4-0 now in Sun Belt play. Here's a free kick for the Jaguars now. Shercliffe with a pass to the middle off the head of Allison, and Joyce knocks it out. But a slight deflection. That ball is still right around the attacking third of South Alabama. Giles trying to knock it back to mid-pitch. Semo out in front, backed up by Rasbat Smith. Michael Ward having trouble with Rasbat Smith. Here's a scoring opportunity. The shot deflected. Score! Lauren Allison, the freshman of the year, ties this match 1-1. The shot by Rasbat Smith deflected off the hands of Amanda Lee. Score for Lauren Allison. It comes the 22nd minute of the first half. Boy, and give a ton of credit to the play of Nene Rasbat Smith, a sophomore from Montgomery, Alabama, as we hear USA chants from the fans that traveled from Mobile. Rasbat Smith keeping the ball in the attacking third. Got it away from Michael Ward. Got a rare shot as Rasbat Smith, the defender, does not get too many opportunities. And again, it is Lauren Allison on the deflection. The goal for Allison, her 15th this year, and now her 41st point of 2013. We are tied at 1 in the 22nd minute here at Texas State University's Bobcat Soccer Complex. So the goals so far from Arkansas State coming 9th minute, Samia Semo. And for South Alabama, Lauren Allison in the 22nd minute. We were mentioning that big win moments ago for the Ragin' Cajun football team. Again, they're 7-2. Troy dropping to 3-3 in the Sun Belt. They're now 5-5 on the season. Lauren Mitchell, the game winner for the Red Wolves. Can't get a scoring opportunity there. Had that game winner on Wednesday in the 86th minute against the Cajuns. That's awarded back to Arkansas State. And we mentioned that wild finish, and of course you score the game winner 86th minute. That in itself is pretty wild, but there was a potential game-tying goal with a second to play for the Ragin' Cajuns, but ruled just late and waved off. Would have sent the match to overtime. Here's a pass. Mitchell off her chest. Deflected and backed up for A-State by Ashley Jackson. Back to Joyce. Fink out in front, but coming in with a two-hand scoop is the USA goalkeeper, Melissa Drish. That ball hops into the stands. Back into the attacking third of South Alabama. 1-1 our score in the 23rd minute of the first half. Samia Simo up to Fink, passing it back to Michael Ward. Simo in traffic. Passed out to the right flank to Fink. Back to the middle. Here's Ward inside the box. Lost sight of it. And it fitted well by USA. And back to the Jaguars. Throw in for Rasbat Smith. Up to Giles, but defenders are back for South Alabama. Allison heads it back across mid-pitch. Here comes USA. 3 attackers out in front. The striker Allison cheating towards the box, trying to get it towards her. Then it'll roll harmlessly to Amanda Lee, the A-State goalie. Couple of double-digit win teams this season. Arkansas State with that win over the Raging Cajuns. That was their 10th of the season. Again, 13 for South Alabama, most in the Sun Belt. USA defense keeping a scoring opportunity from coming up for the Red Wolves. Now entering the 25th minute, tied at 1 here in the first half. Still no corner kicks in this match for Arkansas State. Giles, near side of the pitch. Pass is backed up to Jose. Along the near side of the pitch. Along the boundary. Mitchell's out in front. Defended out there by Shirtcliffe, but Mitchell takes it away. Mitchell inside the box. The pass. Rasmat Smith there defending. Here's Joyce with the Sunbelt logo. That shot attempt well wide of the goal. And Drish will bring it back in. Drish, a senior. 367 career saves coming into the match. Second in South Alabama history, needing just 3 to pass Kelly Langford as Giles comes out for Arkansas State. And now coming in for the Red Wolves is Katie Carmichael, a sophomore from Frisco, Texas. And looks like Jordan Duncan at forward will come out, and Lindsay Snavely from Hayes, Virginia will come in. Golden Flake Snack Foods, makers of the South's original potato chips and official snack of the Sun Belt Conference, is a proud sponsor of the 2013 Sun Belt Conference Soccer Tournament Championship. Kind of a chilly, overcast Friday afternoon, turning into the early evening here in South Central Texas. Lights are on at the Bobcat Soccer Complex. The first of 2 semifinal matches today. Coming up at 7 o'clock, number 1 seed Western Kentucky battling the 4 seed Texas State. Both were 2-1 winners on Friday. The Hilltoppers were down 1-0 to the 8 seed UALR and scored 2 second-half goals to come back and win that match. Bobcats won it overtime over Troy. Out in front, Carmichael chasing it down to the corner. Deflected it out and back to Arkansas State. We will have our first corner of the day for the Red Wolves. And they had just 6 in the win over the Raging Cajuns on Wednesday. And their first corner coming in about the 27th minute of the match. Tied at 1. It's Jordan Adams for the back left corner. to the box. Headed off by Semo, deflected by the Jaguars. Carmichael backs it up. Back towards the box, scooping it up is Drish for USA. Shots even at 5 right now, or now it's 6-5. A-State the advantage. 2-1 corners, the advantage there for South Alabama. There were 14 shots for Arkansas State in the win over the Cajuns on Wednesday. Battle along the far side of the pitch. Razmat Smith getting behind the attacker, Lauren Mitchell of Arkansas State. The goal so far, if you're just tuning in the 9th minute, from Sami Asimo of Arkansas State. And for South Alabama, Lauren Allison to the 22nd minute. Off a deflection from the goalkeeper, Amanda Lee of the Red Wolves. Ball at mid-pitch, chasing it down is Madison Joyce, backing it up to Jose. Carmichael passing it back left flank. Here's Joyce. Back to Semo, dancing around a USA defender. Nice pass. Inside the box zone, defended well again by the Jaguars. Chased down to the corner and knocked out. So one football game with the books this week at the Sun Belt. Again, the Raging Cajuns win over Troy last night, 41-36. Tomorrow, in non-conference action, Western Kentucky is at Army, and in a conference game, Arkansas State at ULM. The Warhawks have won 3 straight. They are 3-1 in conference. The Red Wolves right behind them at 2-1. That ball's knocked out. This will be a throw-in for South Alabama. Entering the 30th minute of the first half, tied at 1. Headed off by Arkansas State. Right there for the Jaguars, Jesse Orem. And again, punched out. Shercliffe, the throw-in off the head of Joyce. Back to Shercliffe. Deflected. Here's Samio. Back to the middle. Maybe a chance here for USA. Snavely trying to chase it down. Lee deflects it, trying to get back into goal. But that's whistled offsides anyway against South Alabama. Jostens is the official championship ring provider of the Sun Belt Conference and an official sponsor of the 2013 Sun Belt Conference Soccer Championship here on the Sun Belt Digital Network. Brian Fribbett here with you. Be sure to tune in this upcoming Sunday. Check your local provider for the championship finale. 1 o'clock Sunday afternoon here in San Marcos. Fink, pass back, Samio's shot. Deflected, still live. Carmichael on the rebound. Joyce can't get a look at it. Mitchell over the net. But a call against South Alabama. And a corner coming up here for A-State. What a fantastic job at it by Drish. A great opportunity for Arkansas State. We're still tied at 1, but now a corner opportunity. Adams will to do so from the back right side of the pitch. To the net. Headed off. And a yellow card is called, I believe, on Sami Asimo. The first yellow card of the tournament against Arkansas State. Again, charged to Sami Asimo. So she has a goal and a yellow card in this match, which is tied at 1 here in the 32nd minute. It looks like Christina Fink's going to come out for Arkansas State.
Checking in for Arkansas State, number 24, Elizabeth Howard.
Elizabeth Howard is in her place.
Christina Fink.
Off the head of Carmichael, back towards the middle of the field. Goes out and throwing coming up for South Alabama. Shercliffe gets it into Allison, headed back towards the middle of the field. And to Snavely. Back to Allison, trying to get around the defense of Arkansas State, deflected back into the crowd. Throwing to Carmichael of the Red Wolves. In the 33rd minute, tied at 1. Here's a free kick opportunity now for the Jaguars. Shercliffe backing up. About a good 70 yards behind the ball. Nice pass to the middle, deflected there by Arkansas State. Razmat Smith backing it up. Played a big part in the lone goal of this first half for South Alabama, which was eventually scored by Lauren Allison. Shercliffe. Pass to Allison, gets behind her, and we're backing it up as Lee, the Arkansas State goalie. South Alabama's won 3 straight coming into the match, their 4th 3-match winning streak of the season. Finishing just behind Western Kentucky for the number 1 seed this season, going 5-2-1. The toppers went 6-2. Advantage in shots, by the way, 9-5 right now, Arkansas State. Corners are even at 2 apiece. Joyce. And there's something that came onto the field. And reason for the stoppage. And the yellow card here is called against South Alabama. Emily Farrell. So kind of a chippy first half so far. Yellow cards awarded to both teams. One to Farrell now of South Alabama, and the other one to Arkansas State, Samia Simo. Adams with the free kick. Passed in front of the 6-yard box, deflected off the head of Simo. And a few Jaguars punched back out by South Alabama. And we are entering now the 35th minute of the first half, and a chance to remind you that Wilson is the official ball of the Sun Belt Conference and a sponsor of the 2013 Sun Belt Conference Soccer Championship Tournament. As Jenna Durst is in for A-State. Durst, a sophomore from Sarasota, Florida. Michael Ward now to throw in for Arkansas State. Deflected in front of the 18-yard box. Another throw-in coming up for the Wolves. Michael Ward again to do the honors. That call goes against Arkansas State. Glancing at some of the numbers throughout the season for these two, South Alabama, the best offensive club this year in the Sun Belt. First in goals, 51. First in assists, 51 as well. Very good defensively on top of all that. Second in goals against, 18. Only Western Kentucky gave up fewer. Second in shutouts with 8 this season. And by the way, the yellow card moments ago called against Emily Farrell, the 12th of the year, called against South Alabama. Now first, or most called against them in the Sun Belt. Under 9 minutes to go in the first half, tied at 1-1 in the 36th minute. At the middle of the pitch. Deflected there by Jose, dribbles back towards the near boundary. Throw-in coming up for South Alabama. For the Red Wolves, they scored 36 goals this season, second behind the Jaguars in the conference. Third in assists with 35. Gave up 30 goals this season, third most in the SBC, seventh. And they were tied for sixth in shutouts, but only 4 this year. Allison intercepts. But right there, Arkansas State defends it well. Semo at mid-pitch. The Red Wolves' only goal scorer of the match so far. Up ahead to Joyce. Looking for a pass. Now will charge in towards the box. Tracking it down to the corner. To the left flank now. Carmichael is back. Pass though to the middle of the field. Here comes USA. Two attackers are back. But punch back towards the goal. Semo with a high kick. A bounce that gets behind Drish for just a moment. But before Carmichael can get there for a rebound opportunity, Drish picks it up. And she'll kick it back in. Drop kicks it back over across mid-pitch. Only one attacker out front for South Alabama, and Allison. Now Jose over to Joyce. Pass middle of the pitch to Arkansas State. They work it back to their defensive third. Near the end of the first half. Entering the 39th minute. Tied at 1. And whistled against Arkansas State. One more match coming up today. Our second semifinal match. The number 1 seed, Western Kentucky, against the 4 seed, Texas State, at 7 o'clock today. Here's a nice pass. Allison is right there. But the Red Wolves punch it out. Keeping it in the attacking third. Ward trying to defend there for Arkansas State. Gets behind Carmichael of the Red Wolves. Rasbat Smith, the pass back to Ottman. Maybe a chance here. Inside the box. The shot. Score! No! It misses wide to the right. Boy, and a great opportunity there for South Alabama. Lindsey Snavely was right there for the Red Wolves. And the goalie, Lee, cheated to her right. That shot missing left. And it stays a 1-1 game in the 40th minute of the first half. Good defense there from the Jaguars. Now back into the attacking third. Battle for it. Last touched by Arkansas State. Shercliffe will throw in for the Jags. A two-hopper. And this will be a free kick coming up for South Alabama. And it looks like Ottman will give way to Shelby Owen, a senior from Trussville, Alabama. Here's the pass. Gets over everybody. Rasbat Smith keeps it alive. Deflected off the header for Arkansas State. Tracking it down now for the Red Wolves is Jose. Back to the middle of the pitch inside the 40th minute. Tied at 1. Allison trying to run it down for USA. Can't get there in time. Deflected it out and back to South Alabama. Shercliffe. Deflected once again. And it stays on this end of the pitch. There's Joyce punching it out. Up ahead to Durst. Defenders back for South Alabama. Shercliffe once again dancing around Joyce. Here's a pass to Allison. Back to the middle. Beyond the box. Here's a shot. Wide and to the right. Right of the gut of Amanda Lee. 7th shot of this first half for USA. A-State the advantage in the category so far, 9-7. Corners even at 2-all. Score even, 1-all. About the end of the 42nd minute. Still tied at 1. A lot of physical play in this first half. Again, yellow cards have been handed out. Not too many in the first day of the tournament in the 4 quarterfinal matches. I think there may have only been 1, maybe 2, but 2 so far in the first half of this match. The number 6 seed Arkansas State in the black jerseys against the number 2 seed at South Alabama in the white. Michael Ward trying to track it down, but Lee beats her there to it. We could have a tied match going into the break. Seems like it's been a while since Arkansas State had a clean look at a shot. Had a really good opportunity about 10 minutes ago, but really good play in that by Drish. Now Durst chasing it down. And speaking of good play from Drish, sliding in to keep Durst from getting a shot. And back on the Jaguars left to right. Shercliffe hustling down the near side of the pitch. Pass up to Allison. Defended there by the Red Wolves. Keeping it on the attacking third. Passes back. No Jaguars there. Shercliffe deflects it back to the middle of the field in front of the 18-yard box. Ottman tracking it down inside the box. Knocked out by Adams. The last touch by Ottman. And back to Arkansas State. Winding down to the final minute of the first half, still tied at 1. And this will be kicked back in by Arkansas State. Joyce almost goes off her head. Jaguars keep it in the attacking third as we hear the 1-minute warning. Here's a pass to Allison inside the box. Back to the middle. Shot. Misses a little high and to the left. But a nice attempt there from Clarissa Hernandez. Haven't called her name too much in this first half. Hernandez was the quarterfinal star for the Jaguars. Scored both of their goals in a 2-0 win over Georgia State. Final 30 seconds of the first half, tied at 1. Far side of the pitch. Last off of who? Last off of the Jaguars. More USA chants coming for the Jaguar fans in attendance, making the trip from Mobile here to San Marcos, Texas. A first-year Sun Belt Conference team, Texas State. The 10-second countdown winds down, and we are tied at the half. Nothing decided in the 2-6 semifinal matchup. The number 2 seed is South Alabama. Lone goal coming from their star, the freshman, Lauren Allison, in the 22nd minute. The upset-minded Red Wolves of Arkansas State get their goal in the 9th minute from Samia Simo. Yellow cards for both teams in the first half. For Arkansas State, called against Simo, and for the Jaguars, called against Emily Farrell. 45 minutes in the books, 45 minutes to go. We are tied at 1. Stay tuned for more coverage of the 2013 Sun Belt Conference Soccer Tournament here on the Sun Belt Digital Network. Welcome back to our live coverage of the 2013 Sunbelt Conference Soccer Tournament. We are ready for the second half of action in the semifinal matchup between the number 2 seed, South Alabama, and the number 6 seed, Arkansas State. You're scoring in the first half. The Red Wolves got it started in the 9th minute. Samia Simo with a goal for the Red Wolves, put A-State in front 1-0. But then 13 minutes later in the 22nd minute, freshman phenom for the Jaguars, Lauren Allison, off a deflection from a shot from Nini Rasbat-Smith, tied the match at 1-1. The goal for Allison, her 15th this season, most in the Sun Belt, and we are tied at 1-1. And you're keeping track of yellow cards, one for each team in the first half. One called against Samia Simo of A-State, the other called against Emily Farrell of South Alabama. The winner faces the winner between the 1-4 matchup and the championship match on Sunday, the 1-4 semifinal against the number 1 seed, Western Kentucky, and the number 4 seed, Texas State. That match will take the pitch at 7 o'clock here tonight from the Bobcat Soccer Complex. The Jaguars, 13-5-2, the number 2 seed today. As the home team, wearing the white jerseys, navy blue shorts, and white socks. They will attack the goal to our left. The Red Wolves, as the lower seed, the number 6 seed, wearing black jerseys, black shorts, and black socks. They attack the goal to our right. Your goalie in net for the Jaguars is Melissa Drish, a senior from Conyers, Georgia. She's wearing light blue, the jersey and the light blue socks and the black shorts. The goalie for Arkansas State is Amanda Lee in the orange jersey, orange socks, and gray shorts, defending the goal to our left. Tied at 1. A spot in the championship match on Sunday on the line in these next 45 minutes of action. Samia Simo is at mid-pitch right now for Arkansas State. And here we go. Good showing from fans of South Alabama coming from Mobile. Here at the Bobcat Soccer Complex, the nightcap, that'll be a packed house. It was full in the quarterfinal finale on Wednesday when Texas State played at Troy and won 2-1 at overtime. So expect the home fans again to show up for the host team of this tournament. And Western Kentucky saw a few of their fans come out for their quarterfinal match against UALR. So it could be a standing room only crowd here in San Marcos, and what is turning into a chilly Friday night now, late afternoon into the early evening. Sun is setting here in South Central Texas. Samia Simo was out in front there for A-State, but no attackers out front along with her. Rasbat-Smith has played very well in this tournament. It was back and has the ball right now. Smith with a rare shot in the first half and went off the hands of Lee, and on the deflection, Lauren Allison headed it in to tie it up at 1 in the 22nd minute. Shots 9-8 favor Arkansas State in the first half of action. Corner kicks were even at 2. And again, yellow cards even at 1. Simo for Arkansas State, and Farrell for South Alabama. Very physical, kind of a testy first half between these two. Here's Giles, the pass out to Simo. Looking for our first shot of the second half. We will not get it here. A bit chilly, not all that breezy here tonight. We expect the temperatures to drop even more into the 50s or high 40s for the nightcap between the Toppers and the Bobcats. Good defense in the defending third for USA. Michael Ward the pass up to Joyce at a goal in Arkansas State's win in the quarterfinals against the Raging Cajuns. Ward trying to dance around Morgan Moats, and it's awarded back to Arkansas State. Moats had an assist on one of the goals for the Jaguars in their quarterfinal win over Georgia State on Wednesday. Michael Ward, the defender from Frisco, Texas, the redshirt freshman, throwing it in. Deflected once more by Moats. The throw in here, headed off by Joyce, and deflected back to the Jaguar defense. Head coaches of these two programs, Graham Winkworth of South Alabama in his first season, very successful on the Division II level at North Alabama for 10 years. And for Arkansas State, Tafadzwe Ziyinge in his fourth season there in Jonesboro, Arkansas. Leading his program to back-to-back winning seasons for the first time in program history. Headed off by Joyce. Deflected there to the Jaguars. Clarissa Hernandez, 2 goals for USA in the win. Allison has a beat on it, but offsides is called against South Alabama anyway. Hernandez, again, those 2 goals in the win over GSU on Wednesday. The midfielder, the seniors, had a phenomenal career, 53 career points, 8th most all time in USA history. Here come the Red Wolves. Joyce inside the box, trying to get there on the right flank. Here's a pass to Semo, and the shot deflected it. A corner coming up for Arkansas State. Really nice play, though, from Shelby Owen, the senior from Trussville, Alabama. And Christine Giles, the senior from Cape Coral, Florida, will kick it in from the corner, the back right corner of the pitch. That one over the head of Lauren Mitchell, tried the header attempt. Backed up by Semo. Stolen away by the Jaguars. Nice play from Farrell. Farrell calling for a flop. And another corner coming up for Arkansas State. Or throw in. Beg your pardon. Actually, this is a free kick for the Red Wolves. Giles, the pass inside the box, deflected. And right there's Drish to pick it up for South Alabama. We are in the 5th minute of the second half, tied at 1. Screen Tech is your professional source for custom screen printing and embroidered apparel, and is an official sponsor of the 2013 Sunbelt Conference Soccer Tournament. Scoring opportunity comes without a shot for USA. And on the deflection, kick back towards the middle of the pitch, there by Drish. Defenders are back for South Alabama, trying to bring it back across midfield into the attacking third. Defended well there by Giles for Arkansas State. And time stoppage here in the 6th minute. USA throwing it in along the near side of the pitch. That's out and last touch by the Red Wolves. A team that is 10-7-2 so far this season. South Alabama 13-5-2. The Jaguars won this matchup about a month ago, October the 6th, 2-0. Big battle for it out there to the far side. Deflected off of Mitchell. Once again back to USA. No shot so far in the second half of the Jaguars. Pass is headed off by Joyce. Up ahead is Jackson. Here's Christina Fink. Cannot track it down in time. Very experienced South Alabama roster. 10 seniors on this roster. Most experienced team in the Sunbelt Conference Tournament. Allison, though, represents the future. Wearing number 7 for the Jaguars, their freshman. Offensive Player of the Year in her first season in Mobile. Razmat Smith caught up with Fink, and Fink is whistled for the infraction. Kicked back over mid-pitch, deflected off of Giles. Tracked down by Michael Ward. Semo was out in front, but right to Farrell and the Jaguar defense. Razmat Smith, the flanker on the left. Here's a pass up to Allison. Back to the middle. A shot. And right there is Lee. The first shot of the second half is saved there by Lee. And we are still tied 1-1. Entering the 9th minute of the first half. Shots even now 9 apiece. Corners fairly even. 3-2 the advantage for A-State there. South Alabama didn't have many corners in the win over Georgia State either. On Wednesday, just 3. And in fact, their 2 corners in this match came, I want to say, in the first 10 or 15 minutes. Drish to kick it back in. For South Alabama, headed off there by Jackson. Off the chest of Semo. Surrounded by 2 Jaguar defenders. Here's Ward back to Semo. Back to the middle. No attackers out front for Arkansas State. Ottman with a pass. Deflected by the Red Wolves. But again, the Jaguar defense is back. In the 9th minute, tied at 1 here in the second half. At a very tightly contested Sun Belt Conference tournament. The 4 matches decided by a total of 5 goals. Out in front, Allison. And that, of course, the quarterfinal round we're referring to. And a very first semifinal match of the day between these two. No shot there down the attacking third for South Alabama. Giles fighting with a Jaguar. And trying to track it down is Jose. Giles there again. Red Wolves in the attacking third. That'll be called against South Alabama. So again, a very tightly contested quarterfinal round as we talked about. And it was a fairly competitive conference schedule this season as well. Only 2 wins separated first place, Western Kentucky, from 7th place, Georgia State. This was anybody's tournament to win. 1 state now down to 4. That number chopped down to 3 at the end of this one. Inside the box. Maybe a chance here for the Jaguars. Deflected there nicely by Jordan Adams. Out. And will stay on the attacking third for USA. Jaguars will throw in. Shercliffe into the back right corner to Ottman. Trying to get herself freed around 2 Arkansas State defenders. But whistled against South Alabama to get the ball back to Arkansas State. And kicking it back in is Jordan Adams. And her 6-yard box. All the congestion right now at mid-pitch. No one to worry about here. Headed off by the Jaguars. Michael Ward. Only one there for A-State. Maybe a chance here for the Wolves. But taken away by the Jaguars. Nice play from Orem. Pass up ahead to the far side to Duncan. Loses her footing a bit. Dancing around a Red Wolf. Back to Allison. In front of the 18-yard box. Deflected. Michael Ward kicking it out. Backed up by Razmat Smith. Charging in. But Fink is there to take it away. Back to Semo. And here comes Arkansas State. Deflected and off the right foot of Nene Razmat Smith of the Jaguars. In the 13th minute tied at 1 in the second half. The number 6 seed Arkansas State, the number 2 seed South Alabama. Ward into Semo, defended by Rasbat Smith. Back towards the net. On a hop, take it in by Drish of USA. No shots in the second half so far for Arkansas State. 2 for the Jaguars, maybe an opportunity here. Here's Allison DeLogo. Pass back to the middle. Back to Allison. In the left flank, tracking it down. Defended out there by Johansson. Pass back to the middle and Orem. To the front of the 18-yard box. Red Wolves desperate to get it out of the attacking third of South Alabama. There's a collision. We'll keep the ball on this end. It was Jordan Duncan, the sophomore from Mississippi, that got tripped up. And this will be a free kick for South Alabama. With the match tied at 1 in the 14th minute of the second half. Lining it up, Clarissa Hernandez. Big in the quarterfinal win over Georgia State. Hernandez goes wide of the net. So the free kick does not lead to much of a chance there for the Jaguars. And now Johansson will kick it back in for A-State. Johansson, a very good season. The defender for the Red Wolves, first team All-Sun Belt Conference. Has not missed a start in 2 seasons. Deflected high in the air, a bounce back to the stands. And Ward will throw in for Arkansas State. Johansson, one of 2 All-Sun Belt Conference first-team players for Coach Zienge. Lauren Mitchell, the other. And both Johansson and Mitchell are sophomores. So should be factors for the next couple of seasons in the Sun Belt. South Alabama, a pretty successful season as well on that end. Lauren Allison and Clarissa Hernandez both named first-team All-Sun Belt Conference. Western Kentucky, though, dominated the awards. 7 first- and second-team All-Conference players. Second to most single-season Sun Belt history. In the 15th minute, tied at 1 in the second half. In the 60th minute for the match, that ball goes out. It stays in the attacking third for South Alabama. The Jaguars now a 10-9 advantage in shots, 3-0 in this half. Shercliffe with a pass. There's Allison off the head, but on the hop, right there again is Amanda Lee, the sophomore who had a really good season this year for Arkansas State. 16 starts, 1.38 goals against average, 81% save percentage. Did not start in the Red Wolves win over the Raging Cajuns on Wednesday. Instead, it went to the junior Bethany Kramer in her first save of the season, and Kramer 6 saves and got the win, 2-1 over the Cajuns. And a crazy finish. A couple of really nice finishes in the quarterfinal round, with 3 of the 4 matches decided by 1 goal. 1 game winner for Arkansas State. That one scored by Mitchell coming the 86th minute. Another one for the host Texas State Bobcats coming in the 93rd minute, the 3rd minute of overtime. Michael Ward across mid-pitch, back to her defensive line. Here's Johansson. First team All-Conference Red Wolf. Back to the far side of the pitch. Giles, though, cannot get to the ball because it comes back to South Alabama. Geico is the official sponsor of the 2013 Sun Belt Conference Soccer Championship. With Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more. Visit geico.com for more information. Throw into the far side of the pitch, deflected. Back to Shercliffe. Dancing around a couple of A-State defenders. Here's a pass back to the middle. Duncan inside the 18-yard box. Ottman was out in front, but deflected by Jose. It goes out and comes back to South Alabama. Shercliffe, her pass. Here's Duncan. Defended well by Johansson. Gets it back out of the box. Simo with a deflection. High in the air. Headed off. And a collision midair. And a time stoppage here to bring in the training staffs for both teams. Johansson able to pop back up there for Arkansas State. Jaguars still down. There's Morgan Moats, a senior from Birmingham, Alabama, that collided with Johansson out front, and she's going to come out. Moats, a midfielder, will come to the USA bench. Again, we're tied at 1, nearly 20 minutes into the second half. The scoring in this match so far in the 9th minute of the first half from Samantha Simo of A-State, in the 22nd minute by Lauren Allison of South Alabama. Rasmat Smith heads it off in the defensive third for South Alabama. Giles nicely played by A-State, tracks it down. Giles still with it, looking for a teammate. Pass is deflected. Here's Monique Ottman along the far side of the pitch. Two attackers out front, but right there is Katie Jose, the junior from McKinney, Texas, to send it back the other way. Rasmat Smith working here on the near side of the pitch against Fink. Jaguars again looking for a shot opportunity. Rasmat Smith chased down to the corner by Johansson. Here's a pass headed off by the Red Wolves. Allison out in front but can't get a shot. Here's Simo off her chest. Left to right comes A-State, but Allison backs it up. Now Mitchell sends it to no one out in front of the A-State bench. Still no shots in the second half for Arkansas State. In the 19th minute of the second half and in the 64th minute of the match, still tied at 1. 4 shots for USA in this half to the Red Wolves, none. And a substitution. And it looks like Katie Carmichael come back into the match, coming in the place of Lauren Mitchell. If you're looking for more information on everything Sunbelt, check out the Twitter account at @the_sun_belt. Updates throughout the 2013 soccer tournament, as well as all sports in the Sun Belt, and a very busy fall schedule, and the winter sports picking up right now as well. Basketball and its opening weekend this weekend. Deflected out by Owen. It will stay in the Arkansas State end. The Red Wolves still looking for that first shot here of the second half and looking for their first ever appearance in the Sun Belt Conference finale. They won their first ever tournament match on Wednesday in the 2-1 win over the Cajuns. The back right corner. A throw-in bounces into the 18-yard box, but Drish is there for South Alabama. Kicks it back over mid-pitch. Gets behind Duncan. Now on the run, A-State. Giles, far side of the pitch on the left flank. Pass into the box. Here's a shot and a save on a dive by Drish. There's the first shot. With the second shot officially for A-State of this half. But a nice save by Drish. Still tied at 1. Let's see if the Red Wolves can stay on the attack here. Simo getting around a defender to the far side. Pass up again to Giles. Farrell takes it away from the Red Wolves. Back to the middle of the field. Across the mid-pitch. Here's Duncan. Can't get it away from Jose. But last deflected by her, it'll stay on this end. We mentioned the opening weekend of basketball today. ULM was at Kansas, the men's side. Texas State's men at Houston. Troy at Ole Miss. UTA at Boise State. So a really nice-looking opening night schedule in the Sun Belt for several SBC teams. Chasing it out front, South Alabama. Here's Allison now at the Sun Belt logo. Pass back to Rasbat Smith into the 18-yard box. Headed off. Semo deflects it. Here's Carmichael off her chest. Trying to get it back into the attacking third. Running right by Jesse Orm. Carmichael still battling with Orm, trying to get it before it gets out of bounds, and cannot. And once again back to South Alabama. No goals have been scored since the 22nd minute of the first half. That by Lauren Allison of USA. The lone goal for the Red Wolves coming in the 9th minute from Samia Semo. In the 22nd minute of the second half, 67th minute of the match overall, still tied at 1. Ward with a pass, trying to get back into the attacking third. Semo trying to get a handle on it for A-State. Defended well by Ottman. Now Ward coming from the defensive side. Here's Giles, left flank. Here's a pass. Fink cannot get there on a header attempt. Trying to track it down. Rasbat Smith, though, takes it away. Ottman across mid-pitch. Has two attackers out front. The striker, Allison, inside the box. Inside the 18-yard box. Johansson defends it. Out. And back to A-State. The winner moves on to Sunday's finale at 1 p.m. here in San Marcos. And will face the winner of the 1-4 matchup coming in the second semifinal between the number 1 seed, Western Kentucky, and the number 4 seed, Texas State. Johansson back into play, goes by Semo, but Jaguars whistled for the infraction. In the quarterfinal round, the higher seed won 3 of the 4 matches. The only underdog to win was Arkansas State, the 6th seed, with a win over the 3rd seed Ragin' Cajuns. Looking for another upset here. South Alabama, very talented top to bottom with youth and experience. 10 seniors on this Jaguar team, most in the Sun Belt, with a 5-2-1 record in conference play. The best offensive team this year in the conference. Nobody scored more goals and by a wide margin. And we're second in the conference in goals against. South Alabama, with their 2 goals in the win over Georgia State on Wednesday, 51 on the year. In second place behind them, Arkansas State at 36. Entering the 25th minute of the second half, still tied at 1. Rasbat Smith, a nice pass. Can Allison get there? No. Played well by Amanda Lee, the sophomore for Arkansas State. High back towards mid-pitch. There's Madison Joyce trying to track it down, bring it back into the attacking third, but cannot. Nini Rasbat Smith juggling, waiting for teammate. Up along the near side is Kristen Thacker, junior from Ellenwood, Georgia. Orem around Joyce. Back to Thacker. Allison deflects it to a teammate. Here's Thacker once more. Semo with the deflection up to Joyce, and here comes Arkansas State. Shot sealed at 11. Corners 3-2 favor Arkansas State. Match still tied at 1. Maybe another chance here. Ottman trying to track it down for South Alabama, but there's Michael Ward. Giles, left-footed pass up to Semo. And Semo keeps it in play, but in the defensive third, South Alabama is back. Joyce fighting for the Red Wolves, coming out with it is Jackson. Jackson's pass to Fink is intercepted by Rasbat Smith. Pass up ahead the near side to Moats, who got collided with earlier in this half. Good to see her back in. And this will come back into the South Alabama end. The free kick coming from behind mid-pitch. And the 27th minute, still tied at 1. Rasbat Smith to bring it in. Headed off by Thacker. But no scoring opportunity here for the Jaguars. Now here's Giles. Had a really nice pass earlier in this half. That one, though, cut off by Shirtcliffe. Sun setting here in South Central Texas. Lights on. Temperatures slightly dropping in the first of two semifinal matches. Here's Giles. Pass out to Carmichael. Deflected by the Jaguars. No shot there, and offsides a call against Arkansas State. We are in day 2 of the 2013 Sunbelt Conference Soccer Championships. The volleyball championships coming up later this month, November the 21st through the 23rd from Troy. And a throw-in coming up for Arkansas State will give us a chance to remind you that Golden Flake Snack Foods, makers of the South's original potato chips and official snack of the Sunbelt Conference, is an official sponsor of the Sunbelt Conference Soccer Tournament Championship. Giles with the pass towards the 18-yard box, cut off there by Rasbat Smith. Mitchell gets it away. Mitchell, her pass deflected. Fink out in front, looking for a shot, will not get there. Dove on outside the 6-yard box by Drish, the USA goalie. Jose trying to pass it back into the attacking third. Denied by Rasbat Smith. Red Wolves are back. Scoreless so far in the second half. Match tied at 1. Both goals scored in the first half of action. Mitchell out to Giles, left flank, back towards the 18-yard box. Fink the only attacker there, but cut off once again by Drish, having a great game in net today for South Alabama. Jackson's pass to Fink, too far in front. They're having yellow cards headed out in this match, by the way. Samia Semo of Arkansas State and Emily Farrell of South Alabama. For the most part, been a pretty card-free Sunbelt Conference tournament. No red cards awarded on any of the 8 teams so far. And what is now the 5th match of the tourney. That ball got behind Joyce. Played well by the Jaguar defense. But here comes A-State again. Giles working the right flank, cutting back to the middle of the field. Here's a pass to Fink over her head. Headed off by Farrell, nearly into her own net. The Jaguars nearly falling behind 2-1 on their own deflection. This call is going to go against Arkansas State. Here's a pass into the 18-yard box, deflected there by the Red Wolves. But boy, still in the box. Here's a shot. And finally, Arkansas State gets it out of there. But Rasbat Smith chases it down for the Jaguars. Jose back towards mid-pitch, backed up there by Jesse Orem. Back along the near side to Moats. working against Joyce. Back to her defensive third. We're trying to help set up the attack here for South Alabama. Pass up to Shirtcliffe. Gets behind her. Arkansas State is there. The Red Wolves 10-7-2 in the regular season. They were really good in Jonesboro this year. 7-1-1. The only loss at home, you guessed it, South Alabama back on October 6th. The first loss that the Red Wolves had suffered at home since October 12th of last year. Jaguars on the attack. Shirtcliffe working on the right side of the flank. And there's a yellow card. Michael Ward called for that one. That'll stop the clock at a free kick coming up for South Alabama. We are in the 31st minute, still tied at 1. 31st minute on the second half. So the 76th minute of the match. The first of two semifinals today. Nini Rasbat-Smith with the free kick just beyond the right corner of the 18-yard box. On the yellow card call against Michael Ward. Rasbat-Smith deflected by the wall of A-State defenders. Nicely played by Ashley Jackson and Madison Joyce of Arkansas State. Carmichael comes back in for the Red Wolves. Giles comes out.
South Alabama, number 14, Stacey Bevins.
And Stacey Bevins is in for the Jaguars for Kristen Thacker.
And then for Arkansas State, number 18.
A lot of tight matches so far in the tournament. 3 of the first 4 decided by a single goal. Looks like we could be headed there again. Ottman trying to keep it from getting out, and does for the Jaguars. By Michael Ward. Here's Ottman on the run, and the pass to the middle. Allison, a shot, deflected, rebound. Knocked out by Arkansas State. Red Wolves avoid a 2-1 deficit of their own, but cannot quite get it out of the attacking third for the Jaguars. Now Simo with a pass up to Jackson. Now Carmichael back to Simo. Taken away by the Jaguars. Shirtcliffe with a pass. Cut away by A-State. Allison with a deflection. Offsides a call on South Alabama. Lauren Allison had a great chance, but a better job in net coming from Amanda Lee, the sophomore from Brampton, Canada. Keeping it a 1-1 match. 16-11 now the advantage in shots for the Jaguars. Ball at mid-pitch. Here's Clarissa Hernandez. Kept alive by Moats. Up to Ottman. Headed off by Michael Ward. Yellow card moments ago. Simo trying to get back into the attacking third. It will stay on the Arkansas State end. Jostens is the official championship ring provider of the Sun Belt Conference and an official sponsor on the 2013 Sun Belt Conference Soccer Championship. And one of these 4 remaining teams would love to make that call to Jostens at the end of the weekend. Mitchell out in front. Played well, though, by Drish. Only one attacker out front, but the Jaguars come back up. Here's Rasbat-Smith getting around a defender. Up ahead to Ottman, knocks down Ward. Deflected there by Jose. This will stay on the USA end. Shirtcliffe will bring it in for the Jaguars. In the touch. She'll throw it in. Under 10 minutes to go in the second half. And another time stoppage here called by the officials. Looks like Coach Ziyenge is going to go back to his bench and bring back in Giles. At the next opportunity, she stopped right in front of the scoreboard for the time being. So Shercliffe to bring it in. Semo the deflection. Backed up by USA. Back to Shercliffe, far side of the pitch. Ottman. Last touch by Arkansas State. Jaguar fans getting into it. Ottman trying to get around Ward. Track down to the back right corner. Shercliffe, the pass. Headed off by Joyce. Allison trying to track it down. Cut off by Mitchell. Defenders are back for South Alabama. Played well by Owen. Ball in mid-pitch. And there's Jose with the deflection. Up to Mitchell. Had the game winner on Wednesday against the Cajuns. Nobody out, though, on the right flank there, or the left flank for Arkansas State. Semo keeps it across mid-pitch for the Red Wolves. Under 9 minutes to go, second half, still tied at 1. In the 81st minute of the match, Mitchell was there, but defended well again by the Jags. Headed off by Carmichael. Giles off first chest, make that fink. The pass though to no one as Drish plays it on a bounce. Whistle against Arkansas State. So far this season, as we approach the 82nd minute, South Alabama is 5-5 in games. This match is decided by 1 goal, but have lost 2 straight such matches. Here's Carmichael. The pass up to Fink. Up along the near side of the pitch. Fink gets around 2 defenders. Inside the box, the pass to Mitchell. High off her shoe, behind the net. And Drish will bring it back into play. Only 2 shots in this half for the Red Wolves as Giles is back in for Carmichael of Arkansas State. Again, just 2 shots in the second half for A-State compared to 9 for USA. Allison, one of 4 Jaguars in the attacking third. Ottman trying to track it down. Michael Ward is there and backed up by Jordan Adams of Arkansas State. Here's Semo, headed off of her. But the defensive third back for the Jags. With a pass up to Rasbat Smith. Allison is there. Jose gets it out. Semo, the only goal of the match so far for the Red Wolves. Pass up to Fink, deflected there by the Jaguars. Tatum Perry, one of those 10 seniors for Arkansas State, over the head of everybody, out and back to the Red Wolves. In the 84th minute, still tied at 1. Overtime is approaching here in San Marcos. Jose trying to get it back into the attacking third for the Red Wolves. Johansson up ahead to Jackson. Here's Semo just across the midfield circle. Pass up along the near side to Joyce. Madison Joyce, the pass out to Mitchell, right into the arms of Drish. Nobody back in the attack for USA, but misplayed there by Jose. It has to kick it out. Could be a costly mistake there for the Red Wolves. Passes into Perry. Perry with a nice move. Here's a shot. Goes wide of the 6-yard box. Shots now 17-12. Favor South Alabama, I beg your pardon.
Number 11, Allie Cochran replacing number 23, Morgan Moat.
As Morgan Moat comes out, and Allie Cochran, a sophomore from Chelsea, Alabama, is into the match for the Jaguars. Wilson is the official ball of the Sun Belt Conference and an official sponsor of the 2013 Sun Belt Conference Soccer Championships and this broadcast on the Sun Belt Digital Network. Brant Fribbit here with you. We are now in the 85th minute of the match, tied at 1. Semifinal action, the number 6 seed, Arkansas State, wearing black against the number 2 seed, South Alabama, wearing white and blue. One more match still to come, 7 o'clock. Texas State taking on the number 1 seed, Western Kentucky. The host Bombcast, the number 4 seed in this tournament. Joyce getting around Cochran. Near side of the pitch, back to the defensive third. Johansson up to Mitchell off her head. Mitchell tracking it down. And there is once again Melissa Drish to make a play on it in net for USA. Semo, far side of the pitch now. Not too many clean looks in this half for Arkansas State. Just 3 shots total. Farrell on the defense there for the Jaguars. Semo tripped up. Free kick coming up for Arkansas State. In the 86th minute, it was around this time on Wednesday when A-State took the lead and got the game winner from Mitchell against the Cajuns. It's Jordan Adams from the middle of the field on the free kick. With the pass, deflected off the head of a Red Wolf. The Jaguars defended well. Ransbat Smith and Jose. Jose goes down. It's against USA. Nene Ransbat Smith can't believe it. Still tied at 1. 87th minute now. Adams again. Up to Joyce. Outside the box. Nice move. The pass. Shot is scooped up. Christina Fink. Not too much power behind that kick. Played well by Drish. Under 2 to play in the second half. Joyce tracks it down. Pass up to Jose. Can the Red Wolves get one more shot before overtime? They haven't given the Jaguars too many opportunities as of late. Pass up to Allison, headed off by her. Ottman is out in front for the Jaguars. Allison again. And that shot misses wide. About to enter the 90th and final minute of this regulation match. Still tied at 1. No goal since the 22nd minute. Scored by Allison of South Alabama. The lone goal for the Red Wolves coming in the 9th minute from Samia Semo. 1 minute warning is heard here in San Marcos. Mitchell heads it off. Owen is back to the defense for the Jaguars. Here's Semo on the deflection. Semo with a pass. Up to Giles inside the box. Giles cannot get there. Played well by Shirtcliffe. Final 30 seconds of regulation. Now in the tournament, there are 2 overtime periods. If there are no goals scored in the first, we go to a second. If there are none scored in the second, we go to a shootout. It is a golden goal rule. The first goal wins the match. It is not FIBA rules in which you play overtime to its entirety. First goal wins. If we get there, here's a shot. No. Offside's a call. keeping the Red Wolves from getting one last shot before the end of regulation, and we are going to overtime for the second straight match in the 2013 Sunbelt Conference Soccer Tournament. We have extra soccer. Arkansas State won. South Alabama won. Start of overtime coming up on the Sunbelt Digital Network on sunbeltsports.org. We are about ready for the start of overtime here in this semifinal matchup between the number 2 seed, South Alabama, and the number 6 seed, Arkansas State. Welcome back to our live coverage of the 2013 Sunbelt Conference Soccer Tournament. 1-1 our score after regulation has come to an end. The only goals in the game so far scored by Samia Simo in the 9th minute of the first half for Arkansas State. For the Jaguars, Lauren Allison in the 22nd minute of the first half. A scoreless second half between these two. Now heading into overtime. A refresher on the rules. There will be a 10-minute overtime period. If it is scoreless between the two, we head to a second 10-minute overtime. If it is scoreless after that, we go to a shootout. And it is a golden goal rule here in the Sunbelt Conference. The first goal wins the match in overtime. This is our second overtime match of the tournament. Last one was the last quarterfinal match, won by Texas State 2-1 over Troy. Sun is completely set here in San Marcos. There was a big threat of rain on Wednesday, none so far here today. Temperatures have dropped into the low 50s, upper 40s here in South Central Texas. And right now on the line is an appearance in Sunday's finale. The winner moves on to the championship match with a chance to earn an NCAA tournament bid automatically later this month. The Red Wolves have never been there. Arkansas State, in fact, won its first tournament game ever on Wednesday for a program that began back in the year 2000. Ball in mid-pitch right on the Sunbelt logo. The Red Wolves, the 6th seed in the black jerseys here tonight. Black shorts and black socks. Arkansas State, the designated home team. White jerseys, blue shorts, and white socks. Overtime is underway. A 10-minute overtime period. Jose for Arkansas State trying to get it back across mid-pitch and does. As now the Red Wolves attack the goal to our left. The Jaguars will to the one and our right at OT. Here's Carmichael. Pass got behind Giles. And right there is Ottman, but charging in for the Red Wolves is Adams. Pass back up to Semo. Now Mitchell back to Semo. Nice pass, but deflected out of the box by the Jaguars. Ottman collides with Joyce. Back to Giles. Arkansas State stays on the attack. Semo, shot deflected. Minute into this first half, and that whistle goes against Arkansas State's Jordan Adams. 18-13 the advantage in shots in regulation for South Alabama. The Jaguars have not had a corner since early in the first half. Just 2 for the match so far. Only 3 for A-State. Here's Giles getting by Owen. Pass back to Semo. Tied at 1 at OT. Giles with a pass back into the box. Deflected. Backed up there by Jackson. Mitch on the right flank, though. Nini Rasbat-Smith is there for USA. Michael Ward. Pass back to the near side. Here's Joyce. Shot goes wide of the goal. So far, 2 minutes into overtime, the Red Wolves have been the aggressors. The ball has barely been across mid-pitch into the attacking third for the Jaguars at all. That ball gets by Jordan Duncan. Now Joyce battling with Shirtcliffe. Taken away by the Jaguars. And back to Arkansas State. Adams with the free kick right near the midfield stripe. The pass back towards the box. Off the head of Semo, high in the air. Deflects it again. Shirtcliffe with the Jaguars. Pass up to Allison. And the freshman with the pass up ahead mid-pitch. Defended well by the Red Wolves, but charging in is Clarissa Hernandez. Pass up to Allison. Over to Ottman, but deflected by Jose. Three minutes into overtime, still tied at 1. That ball goes out. Last touch by Arkansas State. Red Wolves not only looking for that first ever appearance in the finale on Sunday, but for some redemption against this Jaguar soccer team as Ottman chases it down, defended well by Jose, back into the corner, and back to the Red Wolves as Arkansas State dominated at home this year in Jonesboro. Only loss suffered to the Jaguars.
Arkansas State number 25, Christina Finch is replacing number 18.
And that was their first loss at home since October 12th of last year. Headed off by the Jags, off the chest of Allison, surrounded by two Red Wolf defenders. Here's Madison Joyce for Arkansas State. Had a one-timer, did Joyce, in the 19th minute of the first half of their quarterfinal win over the Cajuns. Throw-in coming from Nikki Shercliffe. Headed off by the Red Wolves. Deflected back towards Semo. And the defensive third waiting there for Arkansas State. Michael Ward trying to get it away from the Jaguars. Cannot. Played well by Shelby Owen. Pass back to Rasbat Smith to the middle. Allison deflected. Shot. Picked up by Lee. Lee came out of the 6-yard box, lost track of the ball, but able to recover just in time. And a missed chance there for the Jaguars to end it. Hernandez with a shot. Save again by Lee. Clarissa Hernandez, I think that might be her first shot of the match. She had the 2 goals for the Jaguars in the quarterfinal win over Georgia State. More than halfway through overtime. Still tied at 1. Maybe a shot here for Giles, but coming in is Drish, the Jaguar goalie, to deny the shot opportunity. Headed off by Adams. Here's Allison, but a pass to no one. Semo at mid-pitch. Pass back to Joyce. On the near side of the pitch, Joyce against Shercliffe. Takes it away. Shercliffe across mid-pitch. On the run. Two flankers out. But nobody there on the pass. That whistle, though, against Arkansas State. And a free kick coming up for USA. 6.5 minutes into OT, still tied at 1, but maybe a shot here for the Jaguars. Elwin, the senior from Trussville, Alabama, towards the net, headed off, deflected high by Farrell. Offside's a call, though, against the Jaguars. Scoreless in the first overtime. Match tied at 1. If there are no goals scored, we head to a second overtime. Another 10-minute session. First goal wins. Pass back to midfield. At the middle of the pitch. Played well by Morgan Moats. Has to take it away. Here's Jose for Arkansas State. Back up to Fink. Cut off there once again by Moats. And a throw-in coming up for Jose. Back across mid-pitch. Red Wolves back in their defensive third. Johansson's played well today. Up to Michael Ward. Nightfall here in South Central Texas on a chilly November night with an appearance in the championship match on the line with 2 minutes to play in overtime. Tied at 1. A lot of action right now mid-pitch. Rasbat Smith battling with Michael Ward. Here's Joyce, can't get control of it. Here come the Jaguars. Allison, though, cannot get there in time. Approaching the final 90 seconds of OT. Pass up to Giles. Broken up by Farrell. And Mitchell stumbles. It'll come back to USA. Now the second semifinal match scheduled for 7 p.m., but it will be a clean hour at the end of this match. So there may be a delay before the start of the nightcap. 1 minute to play in the first overtime. Tied at 1.
1 minute of play left in the first overtime period.
Neither team has ever won a Sun Belt championship. Looking to take one more step closer to making that a reality. And a very tight semifinal matchup. Red Wolves attacking right to left in the first OT. Jaguars left to right. With 40 seconds to play, Razmat Smith across mid-pitch. Pass up to the far side. Deflected there by the Red Wolves. Mitchell up to Giles. Giles getting around her defender. No. Played well by Moats. Contact. Out and stays with A-State. 20 seconds to play, approaching the 10-second warning. Michael Ward to throw it in.
10, 9,
Semo
7, 6,
deflects it out, and we will go to a second overtime.
2, 1.
Still tied at 1. If we are scoreless over the next 10 minutes, we will play a shootout here in San Marcos. There's a 2-minute break right now, and we'll keep things with you right here on the Sun Belt Digital Network and online at sunbeltsports.org. Remind you that the Sun Belt Conference Volleyball Tournament is coming up November the 21st through the 23rd from Troy University. And the men's and women's basketball tournaments coming up in March in New Orleans. Big opening night tonight for men's teams in the Sun Belt. ULM is at Kansas. Texas State's basketball team is at Houston. Troy at Ole Miss in the SEC. UT Arlington is at Boise State tonight. Busy football weekend coming up as well. It's the week got started last night with the Raging Cajuns beating Troy 41-36 at Cajun Field. The Cajuns' 7th win in a row after an 0-2 start. The defending Sun Belt champs are now 7-2, 4-0 in conference play. Right behind them, the rival ULM Warhawks. They've won 3 straight, 5-3 on the season. And this Saturday, they host Arkansas State at home in Monroe. The Red Wolves right behind them at 2-1 in conference play, 4-4 in the season. Troy with their loss to the Cajuns last night, now 3-3 in the Sun Belt, 5-5 overall in the season. Just 2 teams in the Sun Belt to this point are bowl eligible, and the only one other than the Cajuns, Texas State. The Bobcats are 6-3 and won 3 straight, 2-2 in the Sun Belt. Western Kentucky, who plays the non-conference game tomorrow at Army, is 5-4 in the year, 2-3 in conference play. South Alabama is 1-3. They are 3-5 overall, 1-3 in conference play, that is. And Georgia State, kind of a rough year with the Panthers at 0-4 in conference, 0-9 of the season. So again, we're going into a second overtime period, still tied at 1. No goals have been scored since the 22nd minute of the first half, scored by Lauren Allison off a deflection from the A-State goalie, Amanda Lee. That came off a shot by Nene Razmat-Smith. The only Red Wolf goal scored at the 9th minute of the first half by Samia Semo. There have been 3 yellow cards handed out in this match. 2 called against Arkansas State. Semo and Michael Ward. The Jaguars had 1 called against them, Emily Farrell, in the first half. So we switch sides once again. The Red Wolves will attack left to right. Jaguars from right to left. Ball starts on the attacking third of the Jaguars. Allison out in front. Bracketed by 2 Red Wolf defenders. Here's Giles to take it away. Out and last touched by Allison. Coach Tafadzwa Zingwe of the Red Wolves has helped turn this program around. Can he guide them to their first ever Sun Belt Conference tournament final? Here's Fink up ahead. Pass deflected by Razmat-Smith, looking for Joyce. Jaguars trying to get it out of the defensive third At mid-pitch, it's Duncan. But there's Samia Simo. Pass back up to Fink. Joyce. One minute gone by here in the second overtime. Still tied at 1. Jesse Orem breaks up the A-State pass. 4 defenders are back there for the Red Wolves. Only 2 attackers for the Jaguars. And that's last touch by Monique Ottman. Once again, last touch by USA. Shots so far, 20-15, favor the Jaguars. Corner kicks 3-2, favor A-State. Neither team has had too many in the tournament altogether. The Jaguars had just 3 corners in the win over Georgia State on Wednesday, and the Red Wolves had just 6 in their win over the Cajuns on Wednesday. Mitchell had the game winner on Wednesday for A-State against the Cajuns. Into the box, deflected by Orem. Farrell punches it out towards mid-pitch. 2.5 minutes nearly have gone by in this second overtime, still tied at 1. Duncan, pass up to nobody. Johansson was back along with Jordan Adams for A-State. The Jaguars had a really big opportunity in the first OT to win this match. And offsides to call against South Alabama. The goalie, Amanda Lee, for Arkansas State, got turned around and the ball right in the 6-yard box with Lauren Allison right there for the Jaguars, but USA could not score. Simo tracking it down for A-State. Here's a pass over the head of Giles. Giles now with a shot way over the goal into the parking lot here at Texas State. The Bobcats, the host team, in their first year in the Sun Belt. And we'll see them next. The number 4 seed, Texas State Bobcats, playing the number 1 seed, Western Kentucky. The winner of that match will, of course, face the winner of this one here in our second overtime. Simo falls down. On the attack come the Jaguars, but again defeated by A-State. Johansson with a pass up to Giles. Working back to the middle of the pitch. Up to Fink in the back right corner. Here's a pass deflected by Farrell off the head of Giles. No clean looks here for A-State. Down Giles. Can't believe she hooked that one so poorly. And now Drish will kick in for USA. Nearly halfway gone by. Second overtime. Still tied at 1. If no goals are scored, and by the way, the next goal wins, we go to a shootout. Allison trying to get by Johansson. It does. Allison inside the box. Allison with a shot. Deflected by Lee. What a great stop. And a hand save by Amanda Lee, denying Allison of winning the match. It has been a phenomenal game so far in net for Amanda Lee of Arkansas State, because the Jaguars have had some phenomenal scoring opportunities. Farrell back into the attacking third. Michael Ward is there for Arkansas State. Past the halfway point of the second overtime. Simo dancing, but cannot get past Orem. Ottman's pass cut off by Ward, but the defending third is there for USA. Pass up to Allison. Again battling with Johansson. The freshman keeps it alive. Deflected by Simo. And now gets it out of the attacking third of the Jaguars. Coming in is Nini Rasbat-Smith against Fink. And Fink takes it away and then goes down. Smith tracking to the corner. Pass deflected right to Fink. 6 minutes into overtime. The second OT still tied at 1. The 106th minute of the match. Here's Joyce at the Sunbelt logo. A pass to Giles. Header. Right to the hands of Melissa Drish. A really nice setup there for Arkansas State. Played well by Drish. We are 3.5 away from a shootout as time stoppage is called. Was Razmat Smith hurt? Looks like she'll stay in. Officials were making sure that she was all right, as she was one of the defenders way back for South Alabama, all the way on the attacking third, not where she would normally be. Time resumes. Approaching 3 to go in the second overtime. Joyce lost the ball. Aubin trying to track it down. Can't get there. Back to mid-pitch. Here's Fink. Passing it back to her defensive third. In the 107th minute, tied at 1. Mitchell heads it off looking for Giles. 21-18, the advantage in shots for the Jaguars. Now maybe a chance here for USA. On the run, Ottman. Ottman with a shot. Deflected and dribbled into the hands of Lee. Off the back of the head of Hernandez. Giles looking for Fink. Fink trying to gain control of it to the far side of the pitch. That goes back to South Alabama. Entering the 108th minute. Still tied at 1. Farrell kicks it back in. Deflected by Mike Ward. Here's Mitchell. The game winner on Wednesday for A-State. Mitchell looking for a clean shot. Defended there by Shercliffe, who's hobbling now for South Alabama. Shercliffe is visibly limping for USA. Approaching the final 90 seconds of the second overtime. Ball in mid-pitch. See if the Jaguars can get one more clean look here in the second overtime. Not on this trip down. Here's Joyce. Along the far side of the pitch. As we hear the 1 minute warning in the second OT. Giles can't not get clean control. Razmat Smith for USA getting right by Samio. Knocked out well by Jose. Boy, the shootout could be on the horizon here. And the Jaguars will throw in. It'll be our first shootout of the tournament. Boy, right now the Jaguars just trying to play some defense. Gets by Allison. Out to Simo. High kick back towards the goal. Mitchell was surrounded by a few Jaguar defenders. Not a real clean look there. 10-second warning. Allison trying to get a pass up ahead to Duncan. Kicked out of bounds. And we will have a shootout. This semifinal match will come down to a shootout, a best of 5. Tied at 1, and here we go. So the coaches will select 5 kickers each.
We will now be going into a shootout.
And again, it is a best of 5. So the two coaches will get some time here to decide who they want in this shootout for both of their teams. Tied at 1 through the end of regulation, through the end of 2 overtimes. So nothing decided after 110 minutes of action. A quick recap for you. Only scoring in the match for Arkansas State from Samia Simo in the 9th minute of the first half. For the Jaguars, Lauren Allison in the 22nd minute. A best-of-5 shootout now coming up. A reminder coming up next, our second and final semifinal match of the day. It is the number 1 seed, Western Kentucky, taking on the number 4 seed, Texas State. And to stay posted on everything Sunbelt, check us out on Twitter, the account at @the_sun_belt. Arkansas State as the lower seed, the 6th seed. We're in the black jerseys here tonight, black shorts and black socks. The Jaguars as the higher seed, the home team, wearing white in the navy blue shorts to the white socks. Brant Freeman here with you on the Sunbelt Digital Network. Been an exciting first 2 days of the tournament. It will conclude on Sunday with the championship match at 1 o'clock. On the Sunbelt Conference Network here from San Marcos, Texas, on the campus of Texas State University. Hilltopper players arriving now here, getting ready for the match coming up. A lot of the Bobcat players submitted attendance for a majority of this semifinal match as we get ready for the shootout. The only other time that Arkansas State had advanced in the Sunbelt tournament before was on penalty kicks back in 2009 against Western Kentucky, looking for their first ever appearance in the Sunbelt finale. And it will be decided on a 5-ball shootout. Thanks again to all of our sponsors making this broadcast possible. Geico, Screen Tech, Johnston's, Wilson, and Golden Flake. All official sponsors of the 2013 Sunbelt Conference Soccer Tournament. Now the attackers will be kicking to the goal to our left. Up first is South Alabama. Amanda Lee will be in net for the Red Wolves. Clarissa Hernandez is up first for the Jaguars. Right between the 18-yard and the 6-yard box. Our first shot of the shootout. Score for South Alabama. So they lead the shootout now 1-0. Now the Red Wolves will get their chance. Melissa Drish in net for USA. It'll be Lauren Mitchell with a shot here for A-State. Trying to even the shootout at 1. And again, a regulation, double overtime. Match ends at a 1-1 tie as we now decide things on the shootout. Deflected by Drish. And after the first round of the best of 5, it is a 1-0 USA lead. Drish with a great stop, 2 hands. Once again, USA's chance. It's Jesse Orem. the senior from Pace, Florida, for a 2-0 lead in the shootout. Got it. This is virtually a must-make for Arkansas State. Now it is Katie Jose, the junior playing at her home state of Texas from McKinney, Texas. Been a big night in net all night so far for Drish. Can't she come up with another stop? Cannot. It's now 2-1 USA after 2 rounds of the 5-ball shootout. Now Nini Rasbat-Smith for South Alabama. Rasbat-Smith has had a big tournament so far. Played a huge role in the lone goal of regulation for the Jaguars. Her shot attempt was deflected and put in by Allison for a 3-1 lead. Deflected and a big save for Lee. And now the Red Wolves a chance to tie the shootout. It'll be Madison Joyce, a senior from Manhattan, Kansas. Had a goal for the Red Wolves in the win over the Cajuns on Wednesday to tie the shootout at 2. We are tied after 3 rounds with 2 to go. And here is the star for the Jaguars, Lauren Allison. From Oxfordshire, United Kingdom, one of 3 UK players for the Jaguars, the freshman and offensive player of the year in the Sun Belt Conference, to give the Jaguars a 3-2 lead in the shootout. She does. Now again, 3-2 USA. Here's Christina Fink, the junior from Ponchatoula, Louisiana, and a transfer to this program from LSU. Looking to tie the shootout at 3 here in the 4th of the 5-ball round. We are tied at 3. A clutch kick from Christina Fink, past Drish. What an evenly played match between these two. 2 halves, 2 overtimes, now to shootout. Tied at 3 going into the 5th and final ball. Tatum Perry for USA. Gives the Jaguars the lead. 4-3. And it all comes down to Samia Simo, who'll make the slow walk to the ball. She must make this to force a sudden death shootout. A stop for the Jaguars puts USA into the championship finale. To tie the shootout. We will continue playing here in San Marcos. The 5-ball shootout tied at 4. And now we will go until somebody wins a round. Jordan Duncan for South Alabama. And again, the Red Wolves must respond. They will send out Alex Furr, one of the 4 seniors for Arkansas State, right here from the Lone Star State of Midlothian, Texas. Tied again. Sudden death continues. 1-1 after regulation. And the shootout even 4-all after the 5-ball shootout, now in sudden death. Now it's Sean Meach for the Jaguars. Meach scores, and again USA is one stop away from Melissa Drish to advancing to the championship match on Sunday. Arkansas State will now send Jenna Durst, the sophomore from Sarasota, Florida, to keep the Red Wolves' season alive. Stop! USA advances! The Jaguars are heading to Championship Sunday. They win the sudden death shootout. What a finish here in the semifinals of the Sun Belt Conference soccer tournament. The number 2 seed, South Alabama, wins 1-1 in a sudden death shootout over Arkansas State, and will face the winner of our next match coming up, the number 1 seed, Western Kentucky, against the number 4 seed, the host, Texas State Bobcats. Your goal scorers in this match, Samia Simo for Arkansas State, Lauren Allison for South Alabama, but it is the Jaguars that win the shootout in sudden death. I'm Brant Freeman on the Sun Belt Digital Network. We'll see you back here in about 45 minutes for the Bobcats and the Hilltoppers on sunbeltsports.org.